name is Steve Stevens, the best sports consultant money can buy. I make more money betting sports than anybody in the world. I'm the one that tells you who to bet. I'm not a bookie, I'm the Bookie Killer.
If money talks, then I got a lot to say. I'm on the grind trying to make $100,000 a day. The game that I pick, believe me, it's a winner. What I know could get you rich, cause all I pick is winners. Welcome to Las Vegas. Money talks, money talks. Welcome to Las Vegas.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the VIP Sports Podcast. I'm Steve Stevens, a.k.a. the Bookie Killer, sitting here with the skipper, a.k.a. the chiropractor, because he's straightening people out left and right, especially in this new season.
I need to straighten my fucking headphones out.
I'm
tangled up over here.
Hey, while you're getting them tangled out, I want to tell everybody from the bottom of my heart, Happy New Year from everybody here at VIP Sports. 2017 is going to be one of the most prosperous and most, efficient, health-wise, money-wise, and every type of year you could possibly have. So everybody out there, from me, my family here at VIP, Happy New Year. I hope you accomplish goals this year. I hope you beat last year. I hope you keep your eye on the prize. And if you got a New Year's resolution, stick to it. I was watching on the news yesterday, 90% of people that sign up for gym memberships in January are gone by February.
Well, that was me last year.
Well, here's the funny thing. I went in there the first, 4 days or whatever, jam-packed, and literally today is what, the 5th? On the 5th day, it was already empty.
Yeah.
So, I mean, my God, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't plan on staying in the gym for 30 days or 60 days, don't spend the fucking money. It's the biggest scam in the fucking world.
Gym membership.
Spend that money over here. No sense of giving a gym an initiation fee. Give us a fucking $250 initiation fee. At least our investment will make you money.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then in return, you can buy a personal trainer to come to your fucking house and train you there. Because I know your lazy ass ain't going to get to the gym. And speaking of that, I know as a fact you and your wife signed up. And we also know as a fact by the looks, your wife stayed with it. She's in shape more than I've ever seen in my life, as we said before.
Yes.
What happened?
I was a complete failure. I did not last very long. My alcoholism and
makes you a better person.
And my love for the casino and the sports book and the keno and the gambling.
Overpowered it a little bit?
Pretty much overpowered me. Kind of like those 50-mile-an-hour winds out there today.
That is a fact. I don't know what's stronger, the winds out here today or this owner selection I got going off about 4 o'clock.
Well, what I was going to say is I don't know what's heavier, the 50-mile-an-hour winds outside or the weight on my shoulders from carrying the fucking sales force.
Oh, my God. Hey, yeah, like I said, we have been getting it done all day long. You got a record-breaking week going.
But back to my wife, my friend, since you brought it up. She wasn't,
well, and listen.
She wasn't a big person to begin with.
No, everyone knows that.
She's a petite girl. She's a beautiful lady, beautiful woman. And the bottom line is, but
she's at fighting weight right now.
Oh, she is an absolute.
She was a normal, like you said, normal petite person that I guess what we would say what she did is she went into championship fighting weight. She went for a year and turned her body into something that takes a lot of work to do.
Her New Year's resolution last year was to get back into shape and look better than ever, and she has accomplished it. Let's just say that.
Mr. Skipper, congratulations, because you have. And you know what? She's got to be proud 1 year from today to look back and see what you've done.
Absolutely. I'm proud.
Now, I want to talk about you because I was pretty proud because you actually came in here with a little nuts and berries and a few different yogurts and things last year. 1 year ago from today, if I'm not.
Oh, hey, listen, I was eating granola bars. I was eating.
Till you had that first fucking granola short at the fucking keto machine. It don't mix too good with. Hey. Oh my God.
You can only eat smoothies and granola bars and nuts and yogurt for so long. Because a guy like myself, I like to drink the alcohol, I like to smoke the cigarettes and gamble. And when you're out at the machine or you're out in the casino after a day of nuts and yogurt and fruit and fucking everything else and berries, you're like a bear in the woods, man. You're shitting everywhere and it's just not good.
Well, you started to eat good, but did you ever even make it a day into the gym for some cardio or anything?
I never signed up for the gym.
Nothing? Oh, so you never went and wasted your money, because I know you're a pretty sharp dude. You never even got a membership.
No. My wife, she got hooked up with a personal trainer. She's still doing it at 13 months later.
Do you have a New Year's resolution this year?
Yeah, not to ever make another one again.
I love it. That's pretty good. Mine...
Hey, listen, why bother lying to yourself, right?
That's a fact.
My New Year's resolution is to make more money than I made last year.
I was just going to say, mine was right on the head. Mine was very simple. just to make 2017 more prosperous than 16.
Absolutely.
Real fucking simple.
And,
Ever
and
since
16 was pretty fucking good.
I was just going to say, this is what I want to give a thank you to the bottom of my heart for everybody that's been listening, everyone that's following us, every one of our 18,000 clients. You would think when our show Money Talks came out, obviously we went from doing $3 million to $7 million overnight. But one thing that's very impressive from VIP Sports is every year since the show came out, we've got bigger, 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 bigger. 14 was bigger than 13, 15 was bigger than 14, 16 was bigger than 15, and hopefully we can go into 17 with you guys and go break these motherfucking bookies the way that we have. Stay focused, keep my connections, stay well respected, and keep breaking these motherfucking books over the head and taking their money. Get the girl, grab the money, and the run is the motto for 2017.
Take the money and run.
Damn right. Before we get into the show, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a great show for you. January 5th, 2017, podcast number 103 to be exact, Skip.
You always wonder where the hell does time fly, right? I mean, it's already the 5th. We're already 5 days into 2017.
I'd have to say 2017 is going very, very fast.
There's only 361 more days left in the year, Steve.
Sounds like we got to get on the grind.
Whew.
They told me that you had a mill out the deal, but you're still on the grind. Is that true?
You've got to wake up to get your cake up.
You got to wake up to get your cake up in 2017. Ladies and gentlemen, did you not get what you wanted out of 16? Is your bank account have the flu? Are you looking at your ERA and it's smaller than a mouse's pussy? Go to VIPSportsLasVegas.com. I have the ingredients to not only make you a second income, but when you sign up with VIP Sports and you deal with a guy like Skip or you work your rankings up to a guy like myself, not only do we show you how to make more money on a second income, we inspire you, we motivate you, we upgrade your swagger. Pretty much as an overall, we upgrade your whole fucking situation.
Your whole entire attitude changes.
Yeah, I mean, what the fuck?
Listen, everything's funny when you're making money. Is it not?
Yeah, you're goddamn right it is. And that's why we constantly say we bust balls, we fuck around, but at the end of the day, when it comes down to making our money, we're dead fucking serious.
Oh, we're dead serious about making
that's how
money.
that rolls.
Yeah.
Anyway.
The jokes stop when it comes to making money.
Without any shadow of a doubt. Like I said, call me what you want, don't call me broke.
Absolutely.
And you can have all the fun and games when it comes down to my craft and my passion and how I feed my kids. I don't play any fucking games. Yeah. This ain't a party. This ain't a disco. There ain't no fooling around here. You know what I mean?
This ain't no party. This ain't no disco.
And there ain't no fooling around, big skipper.
If your 401k is smaller than fly shit, if your IRA is smaller than a mouse's pussy.
Was your Christmas bonus a little bit littler than what you thought it was going to be? Is your fucking credit card bill outrageous from the Christmas gifts that you bought that you couldn't afford? VIPSportsLasVegas.com. We have the answer.
Absolutely.
Unless your girl wants to hit the streets and be a dancer.
And you don't want that to happen.
No, sir. Good money either way, though, so you might want to think about it.
Let's make your bookie your whore. What do you say?
That is a fuck. Huh? You know, listen, instead of making your girl hit the block, let's turn your bookie into the slut this year. Fair enough?
Absolutely.
Tired of your fucking girl or your girlfriend being the slut? Tired of her having to hit the block to be the prostitute? Time to make the bookie the prostitute. Time to make him pay the bills. Stop going so hard. Guys out there, stop going so hard on the ladies. Let your fucking bookie be the prostitute this season. Huh?
Amen, brother.
Let him pay the fucking bills. Anyway, we got a great show. Like I said, it's a beautiful year. Got a lot of things positive signed up. My attitude is positive. I'd have to say I'm going into 2017 is like a positive magnet. All I do is attract positive things. If you don't have a scheme of making money, if you don't have any inspirational things to say, if you can't motivate me, if your mind isn't on your money and your money isn't on your mind, get the fuck away from me. Don't come up to me and ask me, hey, man, what do you think about the Alabama-Clemson game? About the same way I think if my nuts dropped on your girl's chin. No big deal. You know what I mean?
You've got to stay motivated. You've got to stay focused. You got to keep a blinder on. You know, the blinders.
It's called hater blinders. Well, you got to stay. You said it before. If you're, sorry, you put on blinders like you said because.
Like a racehorse is what I was going to say.
Exactly right.
They put the blinders on so they can't see the horses next to them. They can't see the horses coming up behind them. You just got to stay straight. You got to stay focused. You got to stay motivated. You got to keep your eyes on the prize. You got to know what the goal is, and you got to be the first one to the finish line.
If you're doing your job as hard as you possibly can, if you're being all you can be at your job and you're working as hard as you can, giving it 110% and giving it your all, you don't even have time to look or wonder what the fuck anybody else is doing. If you're one of those guys at your job that's complaining about somebody else, if you're a guy constantly watching somebody else or mad at somebody's success, you're right away, you're wasting your time and not putting the effort into being all you can be. Look yourself in the mirror because the only one full of shit is you.
You're obviously the one failing.
Yeah, that's a fucking fact.
If you're busy pointing fingers, instead
of
using your fingers to dial the phone, that may pose a problem.
I have to say it's pretty much in anything you do. If you're a car salesman and you're looking at the number one guy and coming up with excuses why he shouldn't be number one, you'll never be there. Like I said, the only advice that I can give you in any industry, find out who the best is, imitate success.
Absolutely.
Try to do exactly what he's doing, use your personality, and make yourself better.
Yeah.
Because in anything you do, it's about bonding with the client, getting the client to laugh. You have to know how much laughter to use, though. See, like a lot of people try to take my pitch, and a lot of copy artists try to imitate me, but they don't know when to laugh. They don't know how much laughter to use. They don't know when to use it.
Right.
They don't know when to say the right thing at the right time.
They don't have the proper delivery.
Correct.
Yeah,
I'm the mailman. I'm
you
delivering 24/7.
Right. You can't deliver the goods unless you know how to deliver, period.
Correct.
Right?
Before we get that is a fact. And you know what, Skip? I'd have to say overall 2016 was a great year for us.
Amen.
Financially, health-wise, we're here. You haven't been wheezing this year, so good job. Although I did.
It's funny
No,
you say
it
that.
is funny you say that because we're going to keep it.
Don't show that picture.
Buddy, I thought we made it.
Don't show that picture,
I
man.
thought we made a pact to keep it 100, Skip.
Don't show that picture.
Oh my God! Because you want to.
I
After the big skipper goes on a trip to Penn, this is what happens to the big boy after he goes and fucking checks out a fucking game with his son at Penn State. Hey, the motto is go hard or go home.
Listen, here's
Nothing a little breathing treatment. But here's the funny thing about you. You don't miss work. You don't cry. You don't talk about you got to go to the fucking doctor. You send a picture of a breathing treatment and say, I'll be there at noon ready to fucking go.
That's it.
That's the difference between a champion and an average person.
The Rose Bowl was fabulous. My son and I had a great time out there.
I'd like to ask you, how was it?
Penn State, I can't believe it. You absolutely choked. I mean, what a fucking game for the ages.
Sir, no offense,
What
sir.
a game
Hold on,
for
hold
the
on.
ages.
I don't know who's choked more. Jenna Jameson on cock or Penn State? I don't know who's choking more.
Penn State.
The women doing hip-hop porno or Penn State on that last game there?
Well,
I'd have to say the women doing hip-hop porno. However, Penn State choked pretty fucking bad.
Wow.
Skip, you guys gave them the game, brother.
I know. It was a great game. My son and I, right side, we had a great time.
Shout out to Right Side. Those pictures said it all. You guys were bonding. That's what real men do with their
Yes,
son.
thank you very much.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable.
And by the comments, people appreciated you doing that for your son, too, because they loved it.
It was unbelievable. It was a great time. It was a little cold over there, Steve.
So I was going to ask you, what's up with the
Pasadena.
atmosphere? First of all, what fan ratio was what? It looked on TV like it was a little overwhelming the other way.
Well, USC was in their backyard. I
Correct.
mean, the game was in Pasadena.
Correct.
obviously.
It was all
So,
red.
Yeah, I mean, Penn State's coming clear across the country. I'd say it was probably 3-1 USC.
Correct.
We were representing. We definitely had the crowd.
Well, I know you ain't scared out there. You were with Right Side representing Penn State to the fullest.
We had a great time. I mean, the whole day was absolutely fantastic. Bonding with the son, the game was great.
How about when you had the private passes, you went down there with your son with the players and all that? Was that pretty
It was
cool, too, or
unbelievable.
what?
We were right there when the players came in off the bus. We were right at the fucking door to the locker room. It was an incredible experience for my son and I.
You deserve it. Like I said, you're a good dude, man. Like I said,
the reason I was even brought it up is because we started, showing pictures of me, taking some breathing treatment, right? Well,
you about to tell us why you had to have the treatment or what?
Well, it was cold. It was rainy.
Ooh.
It was windy.
Ooh.
And the Big Skip wasn't necessarily prepared for the elements. I had to break out $80 for a sweatshirt.
Okay.
I did have a jacket.
So you got a legitimate cold going out there unprepared
Well,
as a fucking last-minute guy like you are.
I got a little.
When did you
fucked
book
up.
that? When do you think that trip manifests? Within about an hour?
No, what I'm saying is we were there at 9 o'clock in the morning. Okay, the game doesn't start till 2. So we were outside tailgating for a good 3.5 hours.
Oh, I got the pictures and text.
Yeah.
Fuck you, motherfucker, Penn State. I like how you just show up with just some great pictures out of nowhere, too, man. I mean, you and your son had a blast. But one thing I do want to say is the Big Skipper, if I'm not mistaken, when you're with the family or the kid, you don't drink or do shit, right? So it's not like you don't get pounded around your family. You don't get completely
of course not.
shit-faced when you have the family.
No, absolutely not.
Nothing like the night we're solo. Or,
Actually, generally as a rule, when I go to a game with my son, and we've been to 19 baseball games around the country.
your son's about a year away from having a beer with him at the game, so.
No, he's almost 17. He's not ready for that.
You don't think 18-year-olds sip a beer with
Well,
pops
they
every
might,
year?
but they're not legally in the stadium.
Okay.
But anyway, normally I don't drink when I go to a game with my son or my family. I did break the rules at the Rose Bowl, though. I did have myself a couple of Blue Moons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you said.
I wasn't driving. It was the Rose Bowl.
So set the mood.
It was Penn State. I did break the rules. I had
Little chilly.
I had a few Blue Moons in the wind and the rain and the cold and.
Little rain, little chilly. You didn't have a coat, so you had to break yourself $80 for a sweatshirt.
I had a coat. It just wasn't thick enough. It was pretty cold.
So unprepared for sure.
I'd say so, yeah.
Okay.
So I broke out the $80, picked up a Penn State sweatshirt while I was there, and
Okay.
things got better, but I did catch a little chest cold out on the elements.
Okay.
Which is why I was on that breathing machine yesterday.
Well, hey, it brought you right
I'm
back.
breathing pretty good.
Yeah, it sounds like you're spitting flames right now. If I had to...
Let's get into the show.
One thing we do know for sure, we got a great show for them today, Skip.
We always do.
Well, before we get into it, why don't you tell them how to get a hold of us? Tell them if they want to start getting on the winning track. Tell them if they've never heard. Tell these people about what we do and what we can do for them, would you?
Well, the whole reason why you want to get a hold of us is because this man is the most feared sports bettor in America, people. I'm dead serious when it comes to making money, like we said earlier. If you've never bet sports before, we'll walk you right through it. If you do bet sports and you just need some more bullets in your arsenal, that's what we're here for. We're not here to change anything you're doing. We're just here to add bullets to your arsenal and to help you take your bookie down. This man has more money behind him and more contacts than anybody in the sports betting world, which is why I'm sitting here. I got 2 decades experience. I could work for anyone in the country. I'm with Steve Stevens because he's the most feared sports bettor. He wins more games. He's got more money behind him and more contacts than anybody in this business, period. If you want to make money, if you want to pay for those Christmas bills, if you need an extra income or you want to supplement what you're already doing, 877-220-6540. That's the easiest way to get a hold of us, Steve.
That's a fact.
There's other ways.
Well,
right?
of course. I mean, you can go to VIPSportsLasVegas.com.
Right.
You can go to our website. We got packages on there, everybody from A to Z. Whether you're crawling or you're balling, we'll cater to you no matter what, as you know.
You're betting $50 a game or you're betting $50,000, we can help you. Or if you've never bet before, I can walk you right through it. And we've said this before, we love virgins.
Oh, that is a fact. But a lot of the virgins we're getting are 18-year-old college guys that are betting $50. I can't make you a millionaire. Where are my hedge fund guys? Where are my real estate tycoons? Where are my hedge fund? I mean, there's more money to be made in sports betting than any other investment in the world. The stock market is like a 3-inch dick at a hip-hop porno compared to sports betting. It's fucking useless. It's extremely small. Why would you waste your hard-earned money, put it in the market, when you're lucky to get back a 10% return? There's more money to be made in sports betting than fucking selling drugs.
Sports betting is a safer return on your equity than anything I know, period. And I've been around the block a little bit.
VIPSportsLasVegas.com. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at VIPSportsLV. You can always direct message us. We love listening to your comments, the whole 9 yards. You can check us out on YouTube. As you know, the VIP Sports Podcast is taking over YouTube. Got a lot of sponsors coming out on board. Be looking forward to that happening within the next week or two. If you want to be a sponsor for the VIP Sports Podcast, like I said, contact us through direct message. If you want to be a client and you want to spend money, I don't want you to put a comment in saying, I bet $10,000 a game, get a hold of me. Because as you know, we have a lot of trolls and a lot of wannabes, and everyone in my industry, all they do is sit there and wait for us to put out an Instagram post or a podcast so they can see all the people comment so they can instantly do what? Start stalking their fucking email and start stalking them, either talking shit about us or acting like they're us. But by now, episode 103, everybody already knows who we are, what we do, so just keep an eye out for those stalkers. And like I said, Skip, once again, guys, we are 12-2 in our last 14 games. I mean, you and I were talking yesterday. You got a guy that's fucking 10-2 that went ice fishing, running like Carl Lewis. I don't understand.
Well, I think he might have fell through the ice, Steve.
Well, what happened to him?
I mean, when you take a guy 10-2 and he's betting $2,000 a game, okay? The guy's up, what, $15,000 after you take out the vig. I haven't heard from him in about 6 days now. Last I heard from him, he said he was going ice fishing.
Yeah.
Okay?
Well, he must have fell in the motherfucking
I was
ice.
thinking the guy fell through the ice.
Or
and,
took your money and ran like a motherfucker.
Yeah, I think,
or took your money and he's in front of a fireplace smoking a log like this, chilling.
I think what happened was, I think he had too much money in his pockets from all the money I was making him.
Yeah.
And when he went out on the ice to go fishing, he fell through the fucking ice. He was weighted down, Steve.
This is my point. As you know, me and Boston John got a guy that's 12-3, betting $3,000 a game. Like I said, I don't know who's running more. My client that owes me $15,000 or Chris Barr from the FBI and the police?
Oh, boy.
Oh, my God. I don't know who's running more. The clients that owe us money or Chris Barr from his indictments, felony warrants, child support, and stalking charges of VIP Sports. Anyway, like I said,
Do you want to go 10-2?
My point is,
do you want to go 12-3?
Don't call my office, sign up for a $250 a week of service, let us perform for you, show you 10-2, and then not want to do any more business. Right. If you're in it for the short haul, we're not for you, you're not for us. We're that type of company that wants to be with you year in, year out. This isn't a fucking sprint. It's a marathon, my friend.
That's like finding your girl of the fucking dreams.
It's hard enough to find a guy that can win. Then you find a guy that can win, and you stuff it right up his fucking ass. You know what it is? It's because he's dealing with another service. He's lying. While he's dealing with us, he's dealing with 3 other people that he paid money to. So while he's winning with us, he's losing with this guy. He's doing this with this guy. First thing about sports betting, you can only have one guy. It's one sports service, because when you start playing 3, 4 different people, first of all, if you play 3 games a day, 20 games a week, you don't have a chance in the world of making money. The only way you hit 70+% in this business is by playing 1 game a day, not every day, and what? Same amount of money on every game.
Money management and discipline.
It's the key to success, brother. Get at it.
Some people don't know how to handle success. I mean, some people are so used to losing, when they finally get a taste of success, they don't know how to react to it.
Well, they've been...
And it's not their fault, Steve. They just have never been successful consistently.
You know,
everybody gets lucky.
Correct.
If you're out there betting on your own, everybody's going out.
Every squirrel gets his nut, but does he get them consistently?
Right. Everybody's going out there, won 6, 7 games in a row. You know, you might have beat your bookie 2 or 3 weeks in a row. You're feeling really.
What about the other 50
You're
weeks?
feeling really froggy about yourself, and you let it get to your head.
Correct.
When you start winning,
Can't have any emotion in sports betting.
When you start winning on a consistent basis,
they don't know how to handle it.
When you're used to losing, you don't know how to handle it.
They've been losing for so long, they actually forgot what it's like to win.
Right. That's why you need to talk to a guy like me or a guy like Steve, so we can walk you right through it, make sure there's no mistakes, and we're there for you to help you get through what the feeling of success feels like.
Let me do an infomercial. Are you tired of losing? Have you been losing for so long you forgot what it's like to win? Understand this. The pendulum always swings back. Don't you think there comes a time where you deserve to shine for a change? You know you do. VIPSportsLasVegas.com. God damn.
877-220-6540. Now, we want to thank the troops. Steve.
Let's get into our show. Shout out to Armed Force Radio Network.
Yep.
More importantly, the military. Go ahead, Skip.
Absolutely. Shout out to all our military heroes out there defending the United States of America. We love you guys. We support you 110%. We broadcast to the Armed Forces Radio Network all over the world.
3 million people to be exact.
Hundreds of thousands, millions of listeners all over the world, and we're proud to do it. And I'm proud to say, listen, I tell people all the time, I'm sitting at the bar or I'm out with, I see friends or whatever. I tell people all the time, man, we're on the Armed Forces Radio Network.
I heard you. It's the first thing you're proud of. Well, you're in a USA motherfucker till death.
It's something that I'm proud of. I know it's something that you're proud of, and we're here to support. We're here to support the troops. When can they hear us on the Armed Forces Radio Network?
You can check us out on Fridays at 11:30 a.m. Pacific and on Mondays at 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. on the Armed Forces Radio Network. The reason, I have to say, the reason why I'm so...
Basically, as far as the Super Bowl goes, the odds are up now, Steve, for Super Bowl. The Super Bowl are odds. Wow.
Yeah, a little technical difficulty.
Technical difficulty.
What I was getting ready to say is the reason why I take pride in taking care of Armed Force Radio Network is because they're out there supporting our country. They're out there fighting for us, making sure me and you are safe, making sure that I take advantage of the legalization of marijuana. Shout out to recreational marijuana in Las Vegas that started yesterday. Marijuana is 100% legal. You can smoke in your homes. You can smoke in designated areas, have up to an ounce on you. So this is just another day in the life of Steve Stevens. Shout out to Las Vegas. Shout out to everybody out there. And shout out to recreational legal marijuana.
If you weren't in Las Vegas on New Year's Eve, let me tell you what happened at 12 o'clock on New Year's Eve.
Tell them.
There was a cloud over this city. I thought the atom bomb had gone off, Steve. I mean, at 12:01, the whole city lit up a joint, and it was just a cloud coming up over the Strip because of the legalization of marijuana.
Yes, it was. It didn't go into effect until the 4th, yesterday. But now legally, I can sit right outside.
Well, I got to tell you, they thought it went into effect at midnight.
I think every marijuana smoker, Skip, has been smoking well before the law, and I don't think it's ever going to change.
There was a mushroom cloud over the Strip, I can tell you that.
Well, there's going to be a mushroom cloud in here in about 30, Mississippi.
Oh, God, no.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen,
Didn't I tell you I was just on a breathing treatment earlier?
What this is the Steve Stevens Master Closer Kush. What this does is it gets in your oxygen level. It makes you produce a little bit more, gives you a little bit more oxygen. It opens up the lung a little bit, which allows more oxygen to get into you. And actually, I think it's going to help you perform.
So this will help me better
Yeah,
than breathing
I
treatment.
want you to accept this, and I want you to embrace it like you never have before.
Well, I can smell it. I can definitely smell it.
Like I said, it's stanky.
So my eyes will start watering. I'll start coughing again, and I'll need that breathing machine again real quick.
Well, I don't know what's stinkier. Khloe Kardashian's chicken Caesar salad fart, a skunk spraying, or this original Steve Stevens Master Closer Kush.
That smells like a combination. It smells like a skunk under a Christmas tree.
Okay, so it's a good smell. You're saying a little piney with a little bit of
little piney Christmas tree that might have had a skunk piss under the tree.
So it doesn't have the outhouse or somebody that hasn't farted in 4 days type smell, like the chicken Caesar salad.
A little piney and a little skunky at the same time.
What do you say we get into the show and see what we can do, Skip?
Let's do it.
First of all, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, playoffs are here. Couldn't be more excited.
Playoffs?
To start the year, Skip, my couple sleepers, like I said, I had Minnesota all year long, and I had Atlanta. As you know, Atlanta's still in the mix, going strong.
They're very much in the mix. Number 2 seed in the NFC, I might
And can do some serious damage still, my friend.
I don't know why people...
Their offense is fucking outrageous.
Yeah, I don't know why people aren't talking about the Falcons. They can pull this off.
That is a fact, and we will talk about that here real soon. I was just talking about our sleepers, and I'm still sticking with Atlanta until the very end. Everybody knows the Patriots had a solid team. If I don't recall, Detroit Lions came out of your mouth. I'm not lying.
My 2 sleepers were the Tennessee Titans, which ended up tying Houston for the division, but lost the tiebreaker and are out of the postseason. They'll be there next year. Watch out for Tennessee.
By the way, by the way, both those teams very disappointing this year.
Yeah.
You should be fucking ashamed of yourself.
And my other sleeper, as everyone probably knows that listens, was the Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
And they're in the postseason. They'll be taking on Seattle. They got a tough task coming up Saturday night, which we'll talk about in a minute.
Yeah, we are. So playoffs are here in full effect. As you know, college basketball, we're making all of our money, 17-4 in the last 21 games.
College basketball has been absolutely on fire.
17-4 in the last 21 games in college basketball. So if you call my company, you have a Green Bay poster in your room and you're looking for a Green Bay play and we give you Wisconsin Green Bay in college basketball, I don't want to hear your fucking mouth, because there's way more money to be made in college basketball than there is in football or playoffs. You don't just bet because you see something on TV. You don't just bet with your heart. Like I said, if you're doing this as a hobby, it could be a very expensive hobby if you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
You ain't kidding.
So I take this a little bit more serious because this is how I feed my kids. This is how I put my kids through college. This is how I take care of them. So I take a little bit more pride when it comes down to making money betting sports.
Conference play has just begun here in the past 2 weeks in college basketball, and it has absolutely been on fire. The non-conference play?
It really has.
The first 2 months of the season, the non-conference play, while all the non-conference tournaments were going on, were profitable. However, these last 2 weeks have just...
It's been
money in the bank. Money in the bank in college basketball.
Yeah, and I want to give a shout out to everybody that is with us, because you know we've been kicking ass and taking names.
Let's get back to the Super Bowl odds.
Let's get back to just betting sports, period. Everybody's probably wondering, or I was wondering, Skip, who do you think has the most money laid on them to win the Super Bowl right now? Or should I say, who do you think has the most individual bets to win the Super Bowl?
I would say probably the Patriots.
Actually, no, it's Green Bay. Green Bay Packers have the most individual bets for Green Bay to win the Super Bowl. So there's a lot of people out there that bet Green Bay pretty much, because as you know, real sports bettors don't bet props. Do we bet Super Bowl odds, Skip?
I don't.
No, I don't either. Would you ever give advice of a Super Bowl odd?
I'm actually thinking about it this year, though, because I think I got a good price on a team I think is going to get there.
Well, there you go. I mean, at this point of the game...
if you're out there betting your money on Green Bay to win the Super Bowl, you just fell right into a trap.
Oh, my God, dude.
You're going to lose your mind.
Have you not been watching your team? Your team is not who it was.
Green Bay
you guys had a shitty year, and now you're playing okay and barely getting by, and now you're winning the Super Bowl? Get the fuck out of here. I take Green Bay wins the Super Bowl, I'll shut the podcast down. How about that, motherfucker? To all you motherfucking cheese-eating, Wisconsin-looking. Listen, I love Wisconsin.
The Packers are not winning the Super Bowl.
Period. Don't waste your money. Call me with that $250 or $500.
You're falling into a trap. Aaron Rodgers has been red hot in December like he always is. They came back. They won a couple of games, 5 games in a row, 6 games in a row, whatever it is. I made a bold prediction 2 months ago that Green Bay wouldn't even make the postseason and Detroit would win the division. Green Bay got real lucky. 3 of those games they got real lucky. They won those games right at the wire. hats off to them. They made the postseason. Aaron Rodgers, you're a fucking beast. And the run you made was a great run to get to the postseason. And,
Fuck you mean he's a beast? He played like a bitch this year.
Well,
Fuck him.
The last 6 games.
That motherfucker cost you and I literally hundreds of thousands of dollars.
In the beginning of the season.
And you're calling him a beast.
In the beginning of the year, he was a bitch and cost us a lot of money.
He's coming back strong.
He's come back real strong. He's played very well the last 5-6 games.
Women problems.
And listen, don't fall into the Green Bay trap. You just said.
And don't fall into your bitch's pussy trap and start getting your head fucked up for postseason either. Keep playing the way you are, okay? Don't worry about what your girl's doing. Don't worry about who she's fucking. Don't worry about grabbing her phone and see if she's texting your fucking defensive end and sucking his cock.
Let me
just play your fucking game. Play your position. You get paid a lot of money to play football. Don't let anything outside of the circle get in your mental capacity.
Let me just say this, okay? There's been more single wager bets coming in on Green Bay. You're correct about that from the looks of things and from what I've heard.
Just single wager bets Green Bay to win the bowl.
However, the larger bets and sharper money has been coming in on the Patriots, and steady. It's been coming in all year, and it's been coming in a fury here the last couple of days.
The Patriots are listed at 7-5 to win the Super Bowl at the Westgate Superbook, okay?
Yes.
Everybody knows that. You see Jay Cornegie on the news all the time. Cool dude. He runs the Westgate over there.
You're going to get about plus 135 or plus 140
correct.
For every $100 wager. So what that means, folks, is if you want to bet $100 on the New England Patriots to win the Super Bowl right now, before the playoffs start, a $100 risk will get you back about 135, maybe 140, plus your $100 back, of course. So for every $100 you risk, if the Patriots make it through the postseason and win the Super Bowl, you'll get about a $135 return for a $100 bet.
Now, also, they get followed by the Dallas Cowboys, which is a solid fucking team. I've said from the beginning of the season, Dallas was solid. I said, do not let Romo back in there. They've stayed strong. I want to give a shout-out to Jerry Jones for not being a sucker and putting your boy Romo back in the game. You got to let Dak do his thing. They're at 7-2.
3.5 to 1 on the Dallas Cowboys.
7-2 Dallas Cowboys. Skip, I got an idea that might be where your eye's at.
You're wrong.
Wrong?
No.
Well, if it's at this next one, Pittsburgh Steelers and the Patriots, Pittsburgh Steelers and the Packers are both at 8-1. If it's either one of those, I got to get you out of the office.
It's not happening.
Okay, good. All right, good.
I got a sleeper.
Okay, good. Well, you want to?
No, I don't.
Okay. Well,
I'll tell you what I will do. If you give me a call at 877-220-6540 and you play the NFL playoffs with me this weekend, as a matter of fact, I'll give you the NFL playoffs this weekend for $99. I'm going to do a promo right now, Steve, since you mentioned it.
Go ahead.
877-220-6540. Call in, $99. I'll get you the NFL playoff winners this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, for $99. But you got to call me Friday. You got to call me Friday. Don't call me on Saturday because I'm going to be busy as shit, and I got clients coming into town this weekend for the playoffs. I'm not going to have time to deal with thousands of phone calls and new clients. Call me Friday. Call me all day Friday at 877-220-6540. And for $99, I'll get you the NFL playoff winners this weekend. And I'll tell you who my sleeper is to win the Super Bowl, in case you care.
Let me see the camera. And if you're not 18 years of age and you're not in college and you're not betting $50 and you want to make an extra $500,000, go to VIP Sports, call me, Steve Stevens, spend $2,500 for 7 days of my personal plays. If you bet $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, I make $5,000 players $25,000 a week. Would you invest $2,500 to make $25,000? You'd have to be a dumb fuck if you did it. So if you're a guy that wants to take this shit serious and you're betting a couple $1,000s a game and you want to get some real money, spend $2,500 for 7 days. I'll work with you personally, and I'll even throw in a quarter of the Steve Stevens Master Closer Kush. And if you can find a better deal than that, then you better take it.
You're not going to find it.
I tell you that right now. You come to Las Vegas, like I said, I'll roll out the red carpet. But there comes a time where you deserve to shine. So, like I said, we can accommodate you either way.
Absolutely.
I want to make something clear, though, because I think it is true, like you said, though. There's more money on New England to win the Super Bowl than any other team, period.
And there should be.
It's individual bets on Green Bay to win the Super Bowl. A little bit different. And you're right, as it should be. I think they're playing very well without Gronk.
Yeah, there's a lot of $20, a lot of $50 wagers coming in. A lot of people are on the Green Bay bandwagon. They're laying down $50 to make $400 on Green Bay.
Let's do a poll question for you guys. Who do you guys think is going to win the Super Bowl? I know we don't do too many questions anymore, but the question today is I want you guys to comment on, and I want your opinion. Who do you guys like, our listeners, who do you like to win the Super Bowl? Let me know. I'd like to hear it. You believe me? You agree with Skip? What do you want to do? What's next, Skip?
Well, they were talking about the Giants after they beat Washington and knocked them out of the playoffs the last week of the regular season, last Sunday.
The only thing I remember about that game is all the talk about how they went out partying until fucking 6 in the morning, mollied the fuck out.
Apparently, Odell Beckham and Victor Cruz from the New York Giants were spotted.
They had some of that kush on them.
They were out there partying with Trey Songz, Snapchat, partying in a nightclub in Miami with Justin Bieber, apparently.
Yeah, well, based on the timing of the Snap story post, it looks like the receivers were out till about 6, 7 in the morning. Keep in mind, it was their off day the next day, and they're grown ass.
Yeah, who cares? Yeah.
But like I said,
they won the game. It was a game that they had nothing to play for. They had the only reason to play that game was to stay tuned up and to knock Washington, a division rivalry, out of the postseason.
And now we're going to go to the club with Justin Bieber, Trey Songz, and fuck some bitches.
Yeah, just not.
That's what we do.
That's what they do. I see no problem with that.
Me neither. So
listen, congratulations on the victory. Congratulations on knocking the Redskins out of the playoffs. And they went out and raised a little hell and partied a little bit with the Biebs.
Why not?
Why not?
Like I said, they deserved it. They kicked ass.
As long as they're ready to go Sunday, because they got a big game coming up against, the Green Bay Packers.
Do what you and it was professional. They didn't have drugs in their hand. They weren't doing anything absurd. Guys, they're human fucking beings, all right? They're allowed to go out and party and have fun and hang with their fucking boys. That's what they do.
Well, the media was making a big deal about it, Steve, and Eli Manning, he diffused the whole situation.
I know. I laughed my ass off. What'd he say? He said, I'm the one that took that picture.
Yeah, he said, I was a photographer. I was out there with him. I was the guy taking the pictures.
Knowing damn well he was at home with the kids making a gingerbread house, trying to get in on Papa John's with fucking Peyton. Eli, if you're not trying to get on that, your brother is making more money than anybody in the fucking world right now. Peyton Manning is a fucking stud. You better get in on that Papa John's before it's too late. Anyway, let's get into the wild card weekend, Skip, and get right back down to it. 2 teams with quarterback problems. Texans are starting Brock Osweiler over Tom Savage against the Raiders. Will start Connor Cook. First of all, Oakland Raiders, we will have you soon. I want to give a shout out to the Raiders. You guys have had one of the best seasons I've ever seen. You've made everybody in the Las Vegas sports books cheer. I mean, it's fucking insane how everywhere you go, now that Vegas thought that we were going to get the team, I don't know, we started embracing it as if it was ours. So, the sports books are ready. You guys had a great fucking team. Carr getting hurt just fucked everything up. And now, I mean, I don't really know what's going on, Skip. They're not the same team, though. I can tell people that now.
Well, I've spent a little time breaking down these games, so if we could slow down a little bit and let me give these people a couple of numbers.
Okay.
Because you guys want to hear about the NFL playoffs this weekend, yes or no?
They'd probably rather hear about me gambling and smoking kush. But, yeah, of course, that's why we do the show.
All right. Well, Saturday afternoon, the Oakland Raiders are heading into Houston to take on the Texans. The line opened up at Houston was -3, Steve.
With a guy like Connor Cook, you think he can cook them out there? You think he can?
I think he's going to get cooked.
Against Texas?
You know who their backup quarterback is after Connor Cook? Crabtree, the wide receiver. I mean, listen, Carr broke his leg, right? He got hurt. My boy, Matt McGloin, speaking of Penn State, McGloin, you're a fucking beast. I love you, kid. He got hurt, busted up his shoulder. He got hit in the last game. Came out of
Why do you like him? Because he's a PA boy?
Because he set all kinds of records at Penn State. He was a great quarterback.
But isn't he from your area?
Matt McGloin, Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, see.
Penn State,
and he's from
Penn State quarterback. The kid's a fucking beast. He was a walk-on, Steve.
He's from PA. He's a beast for sure.
Hey, the kid's a walk-on. Was a walk-on.
In your mind.
The kid was a fucking beast.
Okay.
He's a true.
He's got to get his props. I got your back on that.
McGloin's a baller.
Okay.
But anyway. So
he's out. He's out.
Connor Cook's in.
Connor Cook.
The Michigan State kid.
So they're going to eat him up pretty quick. You say he gets cooked in what, the first quarter?
They're going to cook him probably pretty good. If he gets hurt, Crabtree's coming in. Listen, you can't
cook his ass and bring Crabtree in. Crabtree fucking gets the job done, wins the game. Crabtree, they can win with Crabtree playing quarterback. How about that?
This is a game, Steve. It opened, Houston was -3, 37.5. The totals come down to 36.5 now, so they're betting the under. And Houston went up from 3 to 4. Listen, it's the battle of injured quarterbacks, as you said. You can roll the dice here. Let me just give the people a couple of numbers real quick.
Please do, because honestly, the marijuana in the new year, since I've slowed down, I'm hallucinating. So I don't even know where I'm at.
It's really, really hard for me to back either one of these teams. Houston is averaging 17 points a game, Steve. I mean, how in the hell you're in the playoffs when you're averaging 17 points a game?
I already said it's 2 teams you don't bet.
I mean, I don't even know what the fuck they're doing in the postseason. Houston is 1-6.
Very disappointing.
1-6 against the
spread,
spread their
yeah.
last 7 games.
And we've made a lot of money going against them.
They're 0-3 against the spread in their last 3 home games, Steve.
Are you listening
Okay.
to him? Hello?
Now,
Hello? Are you fucking listening to him? This is shit that can make you tens of thousands of fucking dollars.
and if you call me, I'll spell it out for you a lot better, believe me.
Give them the odds again.
I'll tell you exactly what to do if you call me.
Break it down again, Skip. Against the spread.
Let me break it down for you. The Houston Texans are 1-6 against the spread their last 7 games, and 0-3 against the spread their last 3 home games. Now, on the flip side of that, the Oakland Raiders are 7-2, Steve, against the spread on the road in their last 9 road games. So, here's the deal. In this particular game, it's a fucking crapshoot. You're rolling the dice. You got 2 quarterbacks. You got quarterbacks that are beat up. We got 2nd and 3rd string quarterbacks in. Tom Savage for the Houston Texans. He's out with a concussion. Osweiler will get the start in Houston.
I like Osweiler, though. I thought Denver might have been in the playoffs if they had him, but at the same time, you couldn't pay him.
Well, you want to know something?
I like him. He's not worth the money.
He filled in for Peyton Manning, as we all know, last year, and then the Super Bowl comes around. He gets fucking put on the sidelines. Peyton Manning comes in on his swan song,
Gets
wins
his
the
ring,
Super Bowl.
gets another
And
few Papa Johns.
Denver says, thank you, Osweiler, but not really. See you fucking later. They let him go to Houston. Houston gives him a big fucking paycheck,
Yep.
right? And, hey, listen, Houston's in the postseason and Denver's not, right?
I like Osweiler. I've said it before. I'll say it again. It's just I agree with them getting rid of him because he was worth too much money. However, Denver'd still be in. If they could have way to make that work, they'd have been in the playoffs themselves.
The problem with this game is all these stats that I'm reading to you and all these numbers.
Don't compare with these quarterbacks. They don't make any sense.
Exactly. Okay. All those numbers were from other quarterbacks, other players.
Look, this is what everything you had for the season
Right.
of the Raiders
Right.
and what they did is
Right.
gone.
Right.
It
Exactly.
means absolutely fucking nothing
Correct.
with Mr. Cook at quarterback
Yes.
and motherfucking Osweiler.
Correct. Yes. And then if Cook gets cooked and Crabtree comes in, oh God Almighty!
Look, you're gonna have a fucking call.
I mean, all hell's gonna break loose.
I love it.
So there you have it. I mean, I can't back a team that scores 17 points a game.
So-
and I can't back a team that might have Crabtree coming in as a quarterback if Cook goes down.
Texans allowed a league low 301 yards per game.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fucking embarrassing. Offensively, they were pretty bad with the league's worst point differential of minus 49.
Well, 5 out of their last 6 games, Houston have been unders. 7 out of their last 10 games have been unders. But be careful because the Raiders are an over team. Again, all these stats mean nothing because we got fucking 2nd and 3rd string fucking quarterbacks.
You've said enough. It's a game you don't put any money on. I don't need to discuss it. I'm not here to do ESPN's work. I'm here to tell people about the games that you can make fucking money on. I'm not here to watch them. I don't eat chicken wings and fucking fight guys next to me and drink beer. I go to the I don't need free fucking hot dogs. I don't need their free jersey. I walk into the book, I get my ticket in, I go home and I get fucking paid.
That's it.
Treat it strictly like a business. You win some, you lose some. As long as you win a hell of a lot more than you lose, it's all that matters.
And that's the beauty of having runners moving your money for you.
That's a fact. We don't even do that
We don't
either.
even have to go into the book.
Let's get into Saturday and let's get right at it. We just went over Oakland. Oakland's actually plus 3.5 at Houston with an over-under at 36. We just gave you the stats and the numbers. You figure it out on your own. Now, your Detroit takes on a Seattle. Detroit plus 8 against a Seattle team that hasn't impressed me one game all fucking year long at all with a total of 43. Seattle's proved to me that they can't score. They proved to me they got a little defense. Detroit proved to me that they can play when they want to and also can play like shit when they want to. Why don't you give me your breakdown on that game, Skip?
I will give you a breakdown on that since you asked. The second game on Saturday, Detroit heading into Seattle. What a tough place to play, folks, in Seattle. Seattle 7-1 straight up at home, 5-3 against the spread in those last 8 games at home. However, overall, Steve, Seattle is only 2-4 against the spread in their last 6 games. Okay? Now, I think Seattle's defense will totally dominate this game. That's the bottom line. That's what I think. As far as Detroit goes, they've lost their last 3 games straight up, but all 3 of those games, Steve, were the post season teams. I mean, they lost to Green Bay, Dallas, and Giants at the end of the year, so they lost to good teams. However, Detroit is 0-4 against the spread their last 4 games, 8-2 to the under their last 10 games. The bottom line in this game, I think Seattle will absolutely dominate this game. Their defense will dominate the game. Neither one of these teams is going to be able to put up a whole lot of points.
I disagree.
Detroit, I got to tell you something. Detroit's offense is ranked 24th.
They're terrible.
They have the lowest ranked offense of any Stafford quarterback team.
Ever, yeah.
Be careful. Like I said, give me a call. And I'll let you know what Steve thinks if you give me a call, and you'll get paid.
Seattle is 14-1 straight up at Century Field over the last 15 games.
Tough place to play.
Okay, people might want to listen real fucking close right here. I'll say it again. Seattle's 14-1 straight up at CenturyLink Field over the last 15 games. 11-2-2 against the spread. So for a guy that's betting sports, that's a fucking something you might want to put a star next to, a circle, and a happy face, because if you've been betting them all year, you're one happy fucking camper. I'll tell you that right now. The Lions are 1-4 against the spread over the last 5 games. Do I need to say anything else?
Yeah, I just said they lost their last 4 against the spread.
Total has gone over in just 2 of their last 10 contests. I need to tell you that again?
Yeah.
It's went over twice.
8-2 to the under, last 10 games.
Come on, guys, wake the fuck up. So Detroit has struggled on the road, like you said, managing a meager 3-5 straight up against the spread. It's a game that you got to be very careful. This is the type of season, if you don't know what you're doing, you better call pros, because we can definitely fucking help you.
And Detroit's defense has only given up 100 yards rushing once in their last 14 games, Steve.
So, I mean, with that, you got
I mean, come on, people.
That stuff you have to
Are
fact.
you listening to any fucking thing
The
I'm saying?
Lions, listen, they've lost their last 4 of their last 5 games against the Seahawks, dating all the way back to 2003.
We're giving them a whole lot of information here.
Well, but listen.
I need you to
You
give
can
me...
have, listen, you could be a statistician. You can have an algorithm. You can have a degree in sports.
You can have a slide
You can
rule.
work for ESPN and know who played in 1954,
Right.
and none of it has a fucking bearing or means a fucking thing when it comes down to winning that game against the spread.
Unless you know who the bookie wants to cover, you don't know
I
shit.
work directly with
you
the guy.
don't know shit.
I work directly. Yeah.
That's the bottom line.
You got a guy that calls you. You know, these guys that call you that got a fixed game, or they just talked to Rocky and he talked to Bobo, and he's got a guy that
And their
knows a
cousin's
guy,
a referee.
and his guy that knows a guy that knows a referee that knows another guy.
And he knows
That guy don't know shit.
Right.
Okay. That guy tells you he has a lock. The only lock is on his front door. Okay. We can tell you that right now.
And most of the time, that's unlocked.
Once again, Skip, we can't really give him any more. Just know this. The last time the Lions won on the road in a playoff game was in 19, what was it? Have 5 touchdowns and 6 interceptions in those games. Stafford has 3 starts against Seattle with a 1-2 record. He has 5 touchdowns, 6 interceptions in those games. Oh, and the last time the Lions won a road playoff game was in 1957.
Jesus Christ, I wasn't even born. Neither were you.
What the fuck? I was swinging young in my dad's nuts.
The Lions haven't won.
My dad was born in 44.
Detroit hasn't won a road playoff game since I've been alive.
1957.
Woo.
If you know, I mean, that is...
Then again, they haven't fucking seen the playoffs too many times either since
No,
I've been alive.
that's a fact. So, my dad, I mean, people probably haven't been watching Detroit Lion games since 1957.
Well, I remember when they used to have bags over their heads.
Yeah.
I remember using...
Gong show style.
Yeah, I remember watching Detroit Lion games where they actually had paper bags over their fucking heads.
Well, you should.
Little eye hole cutouts.
Well, you have to. You know, it's too embarrassing for people to know you're at the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Miami, let's get right into Sunday, Skip. Miami's plus 10 against Pittsburgh.
Wow.
Now, I tell you what, this game is going to be a little bit closer than people think. Yeah, Miami's had a bad couple rough games coming off some bullshit. Roethlisberger's looked like a superstar with his last second touchdown. He's not all that good. I like him. He's a superstar. He's not a Brady. Let's just get that straight right now. He's not a guy that he's completely composed to where on a 1 to 10 an all-around player. No. He can easily get hurt. He's a little stiff. I like him. I just think the game's going to be a little bit closer than this 10-point spread. That's all I can fucking tell you.
I tend to agree with you. Pittsburgh has won 7 straight games, Steve. In those last 7 games, they're 5-1-1 against the spread. Here's where the problem...
Oh, and they enter the playoffs as a 7-game winning streak as well. Don't fucking forget that. So they got the momentum.
Yeah, here's where the problem comes in.
This is why you need us.
They're only 4-3-1 against the spread at home this year, guys.
So with everybody on ESPN and everybody with their fucking pom-poms telling you how good they are, they're nothing but a dick in the ass as far as betting them is in the fucking Las Vegas sports books. As far as making money on them, they're what we call garbage. Garbaggio. Fucking terrible. Shitso. A fucked up team to bet on.
Now, as far as the fish are concerned, Tannehill is out, and Matt Moore will be the quarterback.
True.
He'll get the start.
Yeah.
Miami, 9-1 to the over their last 10 games, Steve.
Woo.
9-1 to the over their last 10 games. However, The line opened up at 47.5.
And now it's at 46.
And it's been bet down to 45.5 or 46.
So the public's betting it under, or at least the bookies want you to think that, because
Correct.
real sharp money, like guys like you and I, don't bet 3 days, 4
Correct.
days, 5 days in advance. Guys, if you bet fucking anything less than 12 hours before the game starts, you're an idiot. Have you ever heard of domestic violence? You ever heard of DUI? You ever heard of car crashes? You want me to give you the list of shit that could happen to get
stomach virus,
players suspended, sicknesses, injuries, shit that happens? Anyone that bets a game 24 hours, 48 hours before doesn't know a fucking thing about sports.
emergencies.
Yeah. So the sports book wants you to think that they're betting the under. What do you think's really happening?
I
think they're betting it over.
Listen, 9-1 to the over, Miami. Okay,
It's a trap.
Opens up at 47.5. The line has come down 2
Don't
points.
get fooled. Don't let them trap you. Like I said,
Don't let the sports
keep your
book
game
trap you.
tight. Huh? Yeah.
Don't let them trap you.
Yeah. Keep your fucking game tight. Make sure you keep on your focus. Don't let nobody fuck with you.
Keep in mind, these two teams met. These two teams met, Steve, back on October 16th.
Yeah.
Down in Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah, Miami whooped their ass 30-15.
Beat the fuck out of them. Yeah. Ryan Tannehill going to play? I don't know.
No,
I don't
he's
think
out.
so at
He's
this
out.
point.
No,
So
he's out.
He's out. Let's just move on. Giants plus 4.5 at Green Bay. This is going to be an exciting game to watch. In my opinion, Giants have came on, played strong. A lot of people disrespect Eli Manning, and they better learn how to bow the fuck down to a young pimp that has 2 Super Bowl rings on his fucking hand. Okay?
This is a battle of Super Bowl quarterbacks.
That's a fact.
Aaron Rodgers and Eli Manning.
Aaron Rodgers, on the other hand, has not impressed me. Let me just give you my opinion first.
This will be the best game of the weekend.
I think so. If you're going to watch a game, this is a game you get drunk as fuck, put some money on, and watch for sure.
I don't think it's ironic they saved it for the last game of the weekend.
Not a chance.
This will be the
I
best.
think the NFL knows everyone's getting fucked up and watching this game as well.
This is going to be a game, guys.
New York Giants, in my opinion, has came on strong lately. They've been doing their thing. They've been clicking real well. People disrespect Eli. They think he's not all that good, and he always comes through. Like I said, he's won a couple Super Bowls. Aaron Rodgers has not impressed me all year. He's played terrible. His head's been fucked up. I don't know if it's women. He has small cockitis. He has low confidence or what it is. But Discount Double Check has been doing too many commercials because beginning of the year, he's not been the stud. However, second half, lately, he has been coming back to being the player that I knew he can be. Are him and his team in sync enough to continue and go far? I don't believe so. Think this is going to be a good matchup. It's New York Giants plus 4.5, 44.5 the over-under. What do you think about it, Skip?
I think the line hasn't moved at all since it's hit the board. The total hasn't
Which means
moved.
no wise guys are betting this game one way or another.
Well, what it means is any money that is coming in on both sides.
Absolutely.
That's for sure. The line hasn't moved at all. The Giants are hot. You're correct. They're 9-2 straight up their last 11 games. 8-3 against the spread in those games, Steve. However, the way I see this game, Giants have road issues, and they can't score. However, they got a fabulous defense.
They can't score at all.
They can't score.
Odell and Eli are almost everything.
They're averaging 9. I mean, I just talked about Houston Texans are only averaging 17 points a game. Well, the Giants are only averaging 19. Not much better.
No.
However, their defense keeps them in every game. Their defense is just as good as Seattle's, if not better in my mind. They're only giving up 18 points a game on defense, which has kept them in every single game.
Add this into the play. In playoff history at Lambeau Field, only 5 times have the Packers been beaten. In the playoff history of Lambeau Field, only 5 times have the Packers been beaten. 2 of those times came at the hands of the Giants and quarterback Eli Manning.
Wow. Did you hear that?
Chill out on that because, like I said, we have a lot of money. Only visiting quarterbacks, and moving on. Next question, next segment. Only visiting quarterbacks in NFL history to win road playoff games in Green Bay. Let's go over them. Eli Manning twice. Michael Vick, Dante Culpepper, and Colin Kaepernick. And Colin Kaepernick.
And
A guy who's
Michael Vick and Culpepper.
Yep.
Wow.
So, I mean, those are some pretty interesting people there.
So what you're saying is Eli Manning might have their number at Lambeau Field, huh?
I know he will. He's had them twice.
What a game. I said it's going to be a game, Steve. It's going to be a game.
Brett, here's a quote directly from Brett Favre. Taking emotion out of it, I believe the Packers are the team to beat. I believe that they will be in the Super Bowl, Favre said. Here, let me make my statement.
Come on,
I
Brett.
truly believe Brett Favre is still on lower tabs. I truly believe he's talking out of his ass. And I truly believe that he's so into Green Bay. I love him supporting his team. But you're in a fantasy lower tab fog if you think they're fucking winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You look me in the eye. You know what? I want to look at Brett when he says that in his eye. That way I know what he's looked like when he's lying. Good old boy, if he was playing, he'd believe that. Shame on you, Brett. You don't believe that shit. Huh?
I don't know. I heard
Well, he's a motherfucker that couldn't stand Aaron Rodgers. Now he loves him, and they're going to be in the quarterback. Get the fuck out of here. I do love you, though, Brett.
I believe
you're the
this-
most thugged-out quarterback, a hard-playing
yeah.
guy that'll ever fucking run through Green Bay.
Absolutely.
Anyway, that's a quote from him, and I gave a quote to what I thought about him. Ladies and gentlemen, that's another poll questions. Do you guys think Brett Favre is still on lower tabs? Because I do 110%. What do you think? Moving on, college basketball, Skip. Do you want to get anything else about football? We've pretty much said enough.
No.
We are firing, as you know, on all cylinders. Just like my fucking V12, the Ghost out there, the twin turbo, we're firing on all 12 cylinders.
College basketball has been a literal gold mine. I mean, I can't really say enough about it. It's actually mind-boggling the amount of college basketball games you're winning.
I'm actually impressed, and I'd have to say, with a couple losses that we've had in football, I truly feel that it was owed to us. Karma's a bitch. Well, you can't be a halfway crook. If you're going to be a sports bettor, you can't bet on Monday, win a game, lose a game on Tuesday, disappear till Friday, forget what you played Monday, Tuesday. You have to stay on the grind 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This is what we do. We eat it, we live it, we breathe it, and our family sometimes has to pay the price. That's why I say, let me get gray hair, let me have the heart attack, let me die at 60 so you can make a second income. Isn't that what we always said?
Yeah.
Let's go a couple spreads just so people know what we're making.
As far as college basketball
Like
goes,
Kentucky, let's just go over against the spread a little bit.
all right,
Go ahead. What's Kentucky against the spread?
9-4.
Start making you money. Ding, 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 ding. What's next?
A team called South Dakota.
Who's absolutely paid us. I got to give a shout out to South Dakota.
South Dakota.
You motherfucking snow bunny looking, corny basketball playing. I mean, these motherfuckers are insane. But
Well, here's a prime example.
call them what you want, but they get the money.
Here's a prime example of why college basketball is so profitable. Okay, there's small schools out there.
So many to
There's
things
so many
to
different.
choose from.
There's so many different teams. There's so much for the odds makers to keep up on.
They can't.
And
Hold on. They can't.
There's so many games every day. They just can't keep up with it.
They're always focusing in on Duke, Virginia, Syracuse. They go out the top 25 teams.
Meanwhile, you got a team like South Dakota, 11-3, 11-3 against the spread that we've just been pounding.
Yeah, they're more focused on UCLA, which is hitting 50% against the spread at something like, what are they, 10-5 if I'm not mistaken?
So right around there.
That's 66% though.
UCLA's covering.
So they're covering pretty good.
Yeah, they've been
Well, I
covering.
mean, if I'm not mistaken, 10-5, 66%. You're winning twice what you lose.
They've been covering.
So if you're betting UCLA, you're making fucking money. I take that back.
I want to ask you a question. What do you think was higher, the amount of points scored by UNLV last night, or the?
Or me 10 minutes ago?
Yeah.
Me for sure.
What is higher? What is higher, Steve? The amount of points UNLV scored last night, which wasn't many, or the amount of fans that were in the stands? Did you see that place last night?
Oh my! Listen,
Woo!
ladies and gentlemen.
It was a ghost town at the Thomas and Mack last
Skip,
night.
I don't mean to toot my own horn.
Ghost town.
If you replay our podcast, last year when we still had our team, what did I tell you personally? Did I tell you don't be planning on attending too many games behind the bench this year? Did I not lay this out for you 110%? Yes,
This team is
yes or no, though?
Yes, you did.
And did I tell the fans exactly what was going to happen? Yes or no?
Pathetic.
I said our focus is on football. UNLV basketball, as we know it, is over. Joe, will you go pull up a clip for these guys so they can see me saying it a year or 2 years ago? I've said exactly to the T what was happening in these programs. I'm a booster for UNLV.
There's nobody in
When
the
the
seats.
boosters don't show up to the games no more, it's over, okay? So the director, the athletic director, and the people that are taking care of UNLV basketball right now are completely full of shit. I can't stand them. I don't like it, and neither do the boosters. So as soon as we can make a little change over there and get the job done, all the boosters will come back and support it. But like I said, it's going to take 2 or 3 years to get that done. I'm very disappointed that I can't go watch my UNLV Rebels. And anyone else that's born and raised from here, you know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. It's a goddamn shame.
Boise State laying 4 last night, the easiest money you ever seen in your life.
-4,
And
I think they won by 22.
In an absolute massacre of the UNLV Rebels on their own court. I mean, the Rebels have 6 double-digit losses so far this year, Steve.
Buddy, it would be a dream knowing that Sanchez is taking care of UNLV football and knowing that Gorman is still #1. It would just be a dream to get Patino like we were supposed to get years ago. But Patino made a smart move not coming here because our athletic director's a fucking moron, and et cetera, et cetera. It goes up higher than that. However, you know,
there's 6 freshmen on this
it
team.
would be a dream to get that program back because the whole town supports it. You guys remember the Jerry Tarkanian days. You know, we had superstar players. We have the school for people to come. We need to get some recruiting back to UNLV because the players will come. Speaking of fucking dreams come true, you want to talk about fucking Jorge Alves, the Hurricanes equipment manager over there?
Oh, my God. That's the craziest
by the way,
fucking story I've ever heard.
By the way, let me look into the camera. Hockey, 80%. Yeah, you're hockey, 80% right now. You know what
hockey's another gold mine, yeah.
30. Why don't you go ahead and tell the story about Jorge Alves?
Jorge Alves is the Carolina Hurricanes equipment manager, folks.
He's a guy that's straight up equipment manager, just normal ass dude, practices with the team, fucks with their equipment.
He's a 37-year-old former Marine, Semper Fi mofo, ex-minor leaguer, and a veteran of the team's equipment staff.
OG athlete. He's probably no pussy.
Well, no, he's definitely no pussy. The guy's a fucking Marine.
Let's get it. Well, not only that, but let's get it straight. Hockey is the toughest sport in the world.
All right, well, let me correct myself first of all. There's no such thing as a former Marine, okay?
You're always a Marine, I thought.
My father was a Marine. My grandfather was a Marine. There's no such thing as a former Marine.
Well, Noah, you got to stop writing up that former because if you know anything about Marines, they say once a Marine, always a Marine. There's no former.
So let me go ahead and correct that for all my armed forces people out there. Yeah.
I better light. You know what? I'm going to light up to that recreational style. Shout out to recreational marijuana.
Shout out to the Marine Corps. Well, anyway, this equipment manager, 37-year-old equipment manager, found himself out on the ice playing goalie for about 7 or 8 seconds the other night.
Yeah, well, here's the story, okay? As you know, they had a little game, you know, but understand this to give you a little background on Alves. He's always suiting up with the team. He always has his little skates on, and he's out there practicing with them because, after all, he's hands-on if he's an equipment manager. If somebody's shit breaks, you got to be up there to skate out there and fix the shit, especially in practice, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he suits up. He's out there on the morning skates with the team. He's always wanted to play in the NHL.
He says, so go ahead.
He got his chance because the Carolina Hurricanes goalie got hurt. He had to come out of the game, and their backup goalie, Eddie Locke, was he was a little too sick to come in, so they didn't know what the fuck to do. And all of a sudden, here comes Jorge, the equipment manager, the guy that's out there, you know, in the morning skates with him.
And here comes Jorge Alves. Jorge comes in for about 7.6 seconds.
Yeah.
He said he's always thought about it happening to him, but when he really did,
Crazy.
he went blank and didn't have a fucking clue on what to do.
Crazy.
Here he is in a fucking NHL fucking primetime game. Hey, with a bunch of big fucking boys.
It's a good
Hockey's bigger than ever right now, dude.
It's a good thing they didn't fire too many shots at him, or it could have got ugly.
But anyway, 7.6 seconds. The guy got a dream come true, and I thought the coolest shit in the world. I mean, it's nothing really exciting to talk about, but when somebody is in there practicing with the team, 2 people go out and you get in, it's almost like the similar situation where you're saying, you know, when Cook goes out, who are we going to be seeing playing quarterback for the fucking Raiders?
Crabtree. Let me say one thing about hockey while we're on hockey. Shout out to the Columbus Blue Jackets. 16 straight wins, Steve. Columbus Blue Jackets, 16 straight wins. They're #1 in the NHL right now. They got 58 points. They got a plus 52 differential, which means they've scored 52 more goals than they've given up, okay, which is total beast. That's #1 in the NHL. Shout out to their goalie, Bravosky. Kid's an absolute fucking beast. The reason I bring it up, Steve, they got to play the Washington Capitals tonight in Washington, and Washington is 14-5-1 at home, and the Capitals are actually a -140 favorite to win that game and to break the Columbus Blue Jackets' 16-game win streak. If you're into hockey, that'll be a game to watch tonight. That should be a lot of fun.
Let's move on to the bowl game. Like I said, we went last year front row to the game. It's the same matchup this year, Clemson against Alabama.
Yep.
Bama, to be exact.
What a great game it was last year.
It was. We had a great time, sat there, did our thing.
Expecting the same thing again Monday night, Steve.
Correct. Lane Kiffin is no longer the offensive coordinator for the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Crazy.
He will not be there for the national championship game, which I thought was a little bit weird.
That's a crazy
for him to leave a little bit early.
Well, he didn't leave. He got fucking booted.
Without any shadow of a doubt. Steve Sarkisian seems to have a thing for following in Kiffin's footsteps. He succeeded him in USC's head coach. in 2013, infamously losing his job 2 years later after repeat public instances of being a lush, drunk fuck.
Amen.
What do you have to say? Fuck it?
I say drink on, brother.
Drink all day, every day?
Yeah.
Shout out to Bill Bano for being drunk on cocaine when he coached the UNLV running Rebel basketball. I mean, he bonded with the players. I'd love to have Bano still with us. Last month, Saban hired him to succeed Kiffin as Alabama's offensive coordinator. So, I mean, they're playing mind games over there to fucking start with. You know what I mean? It's got to be a little bit weird over there. Don't you agree?
That's some fucked up shit, yeah.
Yeah, now he'll start the job a week earlier than expected. And all he had to do is call Bama's plays for the first time in the biggest game of the season.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
It's actually embarrassing.
It's
I
really,
think it's wrong.
it's
I think
really-
it makes your program look fucking pretty stupid.
I
to be
think
honest
I
with you.
think it's definitely
Where's the
wrong.
professionalism in the whole fucking thing?
I don't get it, the whole thing at all. But anyway, Alabama's a 6.5-point favorite, Steve, against Clemson Monday night in the championship game. The total on the game is 51, and Alabama's favored by 6.5.
You gotta look at it like this. Has anybody blown out Clemson this year? No. Has Alabama been as strong as we've wanted them to? Kinda. Can Clemson stand up straight up against Alabama? Fuck no. It's going to be only reason why they made it close last year is because we walked out the game. They got a backdoor touchdown.
They got a backdoor cover to cover the spread last year.
Remember the little white boy kicker that was constantly going back and forth last year?
Yeah.
He's the one that fucking kept him in that fucking game, brother. Do you not remember all the field goals that fucking the kicker there, the extra?
Well, yeah, I do remember him. The bottom line is that backdoor fucking touchdown is what screwed everything up for the Crimson Tide bettors.
That's a fucking fact.
Yeah. Alabama opened at a 6-point favorite, Steve. It's up to 6.5. The total opened at 53 in the championship game, down to 51.
I'll just go ahead and say
So
it.
it looks like
Alabama wins the motherfucking game.
It looks
Sorry.
like it looks like they're betting Alabama.
Roll Tide, motherfucker.
They're betting Alabama in the under. That's where the early money's at.
That's a gift from me to you.
Alabama 7-2 against the spread their last 9 games. Here's a team only giving up 11 fucking points a game. How do you go through a whole football season only averaging your defense only giving up 11 points a game?
By being very disciplined and having a very good program. That's for goddamn sure.
Clemson 3-4 against the spread when they're away from their own field. 3-5 against the spread their last 8 games straight up. Wow. It should be a barn burner. I'm a big Clemson fan, and Alabama I think is just
Roll Tide all day.
It's just unbeatable.
Anyway, let's move on to the Hall of Fame. A couple first-year eligibles this year. LaDainian Tomlinson, one of your San Diego boys. You don't sound too pumped up.
I was thinking about something but the Clemson Alabama game.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
LaDainian Tomlinson? Yeah,
yeah.
that's my boy. San Diego Chargers.
Well, I mean, he did some good things. I mean, you're a Charger fan. I mean, he had to have done some good things for you.
There's a couple of Chargers in the eligibility for the Pro Bowl this year. LaDainian Tomlinson being one of them, and he'll get in easily. The reason why I'm a Charger fan, the former coach Don Coryell, Steve. Don Coryell.
Hey, Don, forget about it.
Better known as Air Coryell. He was the coach when Dan Fouts was there. Charlie Joyner, Kellen Winslow, Johnny Jefferson, Chuck Muncie in the backfield, the Powder Blue, the San Diego Chargers.
Some OG shit.
Yeah, some real OG shit. Don Coryell, Air Coryell, my man.
All right. Well, Jason Taylor, Dolphin, Brian Dawkins, among 15 modern-era finalists for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Not to mention, I think you're eligible for the Telemarketing Hall of Fame, Sports Consulting Hall of Fame this year. They got your name up there, the big skipper. So want to let you guys know he is a first-round candidate of being inducted into the Sales Telemarketing Hall of Fame with millions and millions of dollars sold under his belt.
I started
20 years experience.
I started the Hall of Fame club.
Oh, did you?
I was the first inductee.
Were you?
Yeah.
Well, then I must have invented it because, like I said, a motherfucker, I'm introducing people left and right in that thing, okay? But like I said, definitely, I'd have to say.
Who else is up for the Hall of Fame? Morton Anderson, right? The kicker?
Also making the finals, Morton Anderson, Tony Baselli, Isaac Bruce, Don Carell, Terrell Davis, along with Terrell Owens, Joe Jacoby, Ty Law, John Lentz, Kurt Warner. You know, Kurt Warner is a guy that people don't talk about no more.
Kurt Warner.
You know why? Because of the type of person he is. He's a real good dude, man. You know, his son had the sickness.
Square as a box of Apple Jacks.
Square as a box of Applejack. Got blessed enough to go over there
Back
in Arizona and get, you know.
Yeah, and the Rams, right?
And the Rams and do his fucking thing.
Got his ass beat by the Patriots in the Super Bowl, right?
Got pounded, yeah. I don't know who got pounded. Him in that game?
Pounded.
Or the prostitutes over the rodeo weekend. Because you know these Cowboys go hard.
Found himself bagging groceries one day and quarterbacking in the NFL the next.
That's
God,
a fucking
God bless America.
Who do you think really, honestly got pounded harder? Kurt Warner in that game against the Patriots.
Matt McGloin for the Raiders.
For the Raiders.
On Sunday.
Carr for the Raiders. Or the prostitutes for the National Finals rodeo.
Probably the horse.
I'd have to say the horse from the rodeo. Now, who do you think's getting more money? NFL players or the prostitutes from the CES show that's in town right now?
That's a good question.
Okay, hold on. Who's making more money this year? Guys on okay, here's a great one for you guys. Who do you think's making more money? Guys that are in the NBA on the league minimum or the pimps running prostitutes on the CES show this week?
The pimps are making more money than time. one of the
Without any shadow of a doubt, the hoes and the pimps are making more money this week than the guys on league minimum that are playing in the NBA.
The biggest trade show.
Hands down.
The biggest trade show of the year is here right now.
Shout out to CES and Skip. By the way, we do have passes to go pip up. You know. Last year we come up with a couple. I got a fucking 90-inch TV before the motherfuckers were even.
I got 4 or 5 clients that are in town right now that are part of that.
One whale. How many whales? You got one whale or
6.
2 whales?
I got 6 that are in town right now.
Guys, if you don't know, the reason why I'm not in the office day to day, and if you don't know, that's all I do. I deal with clients every single day. I'm at Caesar's Palace, Aria. I'm at whatever hotel they're staying at. If you're my client, I usually bring you into Caesar's because they show us a lot of love, or Bellagio, and do a couple things that way. But I usually go, that's all I do. I'm out meeting clients making a ton of fucking money. That's why I have 40 salesmen on the phone for me. So when you call up my office or you email demanding to talk to Steve Stevens, do you call Microsoft and act as, to talk to Bill Gates?
No.
No. So, I'm willing to talk to every one of you if I have time, but there's times I'm not here. You're going to have to deal with my salesman and the big skipper. Let's move on to some NFL odds, Skip, and then matter of fact, do we even want to go over NFL odds today?
No.
With what we've already talked about.
Let's get the fuck out of here, man.
I just want to get into a little bit of entertainment because it's only fair.
I got clients waiting for me.
So do I. Tupac, Pearl Jam, and Yes to be inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The late rapper Tupac Shakur, Seattle-based rockers Pearl Jam lead the class of Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees, included Folking, Joan Baez, and 1970s favorite, Journey.
Joan Baez, unbelievable.
Yep. Yes, an Electric Light Orchestra. The Hall 32nd Annual Induction Ceremony will take place April 7th at the Barclays Center.
Who gives a fuck?
I don't give a dog fuck about any of that. As you know, Tupac won't be there to get his award. He was shot and killed after attending a Mike Tyson fight in Las Vegas in 1996.
Wow, that long ago.
Yeah, everybody else should be there to get their...
20 fucking years, huh?
As far as Journey...
Where the hell does time go, man?
As far as Journey, you got a fucking Asian dude singing all your fucking songs. So, as far as Don't Stop Believing...
Yeah.
Don't stop believing in Steve Stevens.
Listen,
if you're going to believe in something, you better believe in me. That's for sure.
There you go.
But the main thing that was an embarrassment, Mariah Carey flops her big titties. I don't know what flopped harder, her big titties, her ugly ass, or her on the New Year's Eve Dick fucking Clark special.
Oh, God.
She's blaming Dick Clark. Dick Clark and them didn't do anything. Come to find out, the bitch didn't rehearse. She had 2 different occasions, 2 different chances to rehearse. That's why, you know who Mariah Carey reminds me of? Anna Nicole Smith with a bunch more money. A drunk fucking lush. Shout out to Anna Nicole Smith. Nothing bad against her.
Anna Nicole Smith was badass, man. I liked her.
Well, I'm just saying she knew how to handle her pills, her alcohol, and her cocaine until she died.
No, she had a good fucking
She was a big-time lush. That's why she died. So let's call a spade a spade.
That's okay.
I didn't say it wasn't okay. That's who Mariah cares about.
I'm just saying I fucking liked her.
Mariah just has more money to have people hold her up, but just looking at her performance,
Mariah Carey's a fucking cunt.
Learn how to do some cardio, you fat bitch. You look like you can't even walk. You look like you can't even move. And the look on your face, that look with your lips, looks like you just farted. I don't know. A lot of people like you, and a lot of people...
I don't.
I can't fucking stand you. I wouldn't fuck you with Skip's dick. To me, you're fucking disgusting.
God.
Your titties are ugly. They're too big for your fucking body. Your dance moves are... You're the most uncoordinated bitch I've ever seen in my fucking life. You went from a little innocent girl that fucked Tommy Mottola, that come from the hood, a little cute girl running around in the pasture. You used to go to homes and donate. She used to do camps for unfortunate people. Bitch, you ain't seen a camp like that in 30 years. Only camp you need to see is an alcoholic camp. But like I said, then she changed, pimped a billionaire out of a big-ass ring.
Kind of like Anna Nicole.
But no. Anna Nicole's going to give you some pussy and trick you out of your money like a true hoe's supposed to do.
Right.
Mariah Carey's over here talking about you ain't getting any pussy until we get married. Bitch, who the fuck are you? Eminem fucked you on the first night. Several people fucked you. Do you remember? You need to go back like Jennifer Lopez does in, Jenny from the Block. J-Lo remembers where she comes from. You better remember the fucking hoe you were and the cock that you sucked to get to the top. You stupid fucking bitch. Don't you forget when you were young, sucking that cock, looking up at Tommy Mottola for that fucking song of yours?
Oh, man.
He made you, hoe. You got plenty talent, don't get me wrong.
Hashtag remember the cock.
No, remember and cherish the cock that brought you to the top. Hashtag remember the cock that brought you to the top.
There you go.
You better listen to me, Scottie Pippen's ex, you dirty bitch. Anyway, that's pretty much all I want to say. Mariah Carey's a hoe. Can't stand her. They say, is it going to ruin her career? Abso-fucking-lutely not. She's been a pill-popping, wine-drinking, lush bitch for a long, long time. She does a TV show sitting in her fucking clothes and her diamond rings. You're a fucking embarrassment. You're ugly as fuck to a white male like myself. I don't fucking like you. Get your titties reduced, take a dancing class, and do something with your ass, because I don't know what's flatter, the pancakes I made this morning or your fucking ass. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen.
So how do you really feel about Mariah Carey?
Love her to death, and can't wait to see her show at Caesars. I'll sit front row, look at her in her eyes and say, go wrong, let Kelly have fun. Deep down, I think she's gross. At the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, we're making more money betting sports than ever. 2017 is a good year. Here's the advice that I want to give you. If you want life to be better in this year, you can't get what you don't ask for. Start writing things down. Start asking for things that you don't normally ask for. But more importantly, stay positive. I want you to be a positive magnet this year that only attracts positive things. Even a guy like myself, trying to juggle 40, 50 things at a time. I deal with the highest stress level in the world, dealing with the biggest sports bettors in the world. Anybody says they deal with bigger sports bettors than me, they're lying. I deal with guys that bet anywhere from 100 to $500,000 a game. So if you tell me that you know how it feels to go sit with your client and have $500,000 on a game and lose, you're a liar, because nobody does. At the same time, the excitement of the other level when you win. But my point is my job is hectic. I'm a human being just like everybody else. I get broke down. I work 12 hours a day, and then when I come home, my kids are running crazy. See, Kelly has it set up to right when I get home is when the nanny leaves. So when I leave this fucking crazy fucking place, I walk right into my kids, which is the best thing in the world. But at ages 3 and 1, it's a verge of a nervous breakdown. So I'm just saying, even me, I get a little broke down and I get a little negative sometime. And, this year, I'm going to be a positive magnet. I'm only going to attract positive things. If you have nothing to motivate me with, if you don't have anything inspirational, if you don't have a scheme or a plan to make money or better yourself, or you don't want to talk about business, or you don't want to talk about anything positive, I don't have a fucking thing in the world to say to you. You and I don't have anything in common. And that's what I want to fucking preach to you guys. 2017 is your year. There comes a time where you deserve to shine. Like I said, you people out there have been losing for so long, you forgot what it's like to win. The pendulum always swings back. There comes a time where you deserve to shine. That time is now. It's NFL playoffs. There's more money to make now than ever. Basketball season, we're hitting over 80%. It's a billion-dollar industry. I'm buying new cars. I'm buying new houses. I'm buying new jewelry. But I'm getting older now to where it's all about my kids. So in reality, I'm making my son's trust fund from 500 to $1 million. I'm doing things this year that are positive impact for other people because of the sports betting industry. I have the formula for success, and I want you to have it. On the behalf of VIP Sports and myself, I love you. 2017 is going to be your year. And if not, I got nothing to say. Stay positive. I love you. See, you wouldn't want to be here.
I keep hearing things. It must be the money talking. It must be the money talking.
It's Steve Stevens, I bust your bookie head open. Split it to the white meat, I ain't joking. Me and Dirt Bomb in the ghost flow. Straight OG like that kush I be smoking. It's way too potent for rookies to come hit it. A little white girl around, I might sniff it. Poppin' bub in the club, so twisted. My pops keeps telling me to go get it. So I'm at the sports book, betting big on the Clippers. I'm talking about 5 figures, I need a few shots of liquor. Might need another zipper if the bomb play me. Fuck around and put $500,000 on Tom Brady. When it comes to betting sports, Steve Stevens a beast. Need a certified winner called VIP Sports. Got too many felonies to ride around with my Glock, so sure to keep it since I got shot in Vegas like Byron.
I keep hearing things. I keep hearing things.